Okay, got a pen of 100 head here. I got one standing back, so it's not feeling very good. I gotta pull it, but I'm walking through like 2 foot deep snowdrift here. So we'll see if I can get the angle on it. It's a deep drift. All right, steer. Let's make this easy on me, please.
Meet the Peterson family. Our dad, the 3 Peterson brothers, and our families farm together in central Kansas. Our family farm started in 1882 and has been raising cattle and crops ever since. Please subscribe to this channel and give us a like and a comment if you enjoy the video.
I got them steers out of pen 6. I ended up taking one extra one. Took a little bit of blasting through that snowdrift that was right by the gate. I had to go between it a couple times, but I got them out. Took one out of pen 5 as well. Nathan is feeding my grower 2 up there with the truck. So now I can just go straight to the cow load, and so it kind of works out. See who gets to what faster.
The aftermath. Who was that? All right, it's Tuesday. Last night I think was the coldest night, and then it's supposed to get like maybe in the 20s today. Doing the same old. You can see our big mountain of snow here that we piled from the yard yesterday. Today we will probably go into some pins. Dad pushed some snow in pins yesterday. We'll probably do some more today, just kind of at least putting the snow in a corner where it can melt and run out, or even hauling it out. Then you just avoid all that moisture getting in the manure and should dry out pretty quickly. But these snow piles are going to be here for a while. So the adrenaline of a snow day definitely is wearing off a little. All the kind of poor doing cattle that, I don't know if you can hear Kendall cheering one on over there or not, but some of the cattle that, you know, didn't handle the cold as well now are showing up as, you know, they hadn't eaten as much, so we're having some to doctor. But it's part of it, and we're gonna get it done. And the nice weather is coming back. That's the nice thing about here, is usually it's not like this for more than like a week. My beard's all frozen. Lots of condensation out here. Okay, we are moving some more snow. A lot easier to clean snow than it is muck or slop. So you can see that's what we did this morning. We cleaned out that bin. They already got a dry, warm hill to lay on. I'm gonna go into pin 6 here and work in it some. I'm just pushing it over here in a pile, and my arms and back don't get tired. I'm actually getting a little warm. Might have to turn on the air conditioner. Done. On today's adventures, we didn't have cattle in this small pen through the blizzard and the cold, so this water was all froze up just because it wasn't moving water. That's the number one thing with these insulated waters, is if you have cattle drinking out of them, it keeps bringing in 50-degree water and stays thawed. To get it to thaw out, I tried this hack that I learned from Twitter farmers, and I routed my hot exhaust air into the top of it and thawed out all that air on top. I did have something over this hole too to help hold in the heat. And now you can hear the water running. It's not running very strong yet, but it seems to be working.
Okay, the fence has a little bit of ice on it here and there, but it's still hot. Okay, it's not even 20 degrees, but the roofs are melting, so that's something. I'm using the Dewey's bed here. Gonna grab a Milo stock bale, and then that's a millet bale, and then all those totes are full of distillers. So we're gonna take them some protein, take them some hay to eat, and they'll stay warm here. All right, feeding them some distillers to go with their hay. Don't mix it with the silage. They'll come eat that up. You're spilling. These cows eat like toddlers. Spilling food everywhere. Cows are funny. They leave one pile and just push and push to get into the other pile, while these two cows just eat all by themselves, just super happy. Just a couple figuring it out. Well, steers, you made it through the worst of it. Just keep eating, and it'll warm up a couple days. Especially the nights are going to be warmer. So I can't film it and open the door at the same time because it's with my phone, but I can open this door now with my phone, pull in each tractor and then the payloader right behind it, and then close it with my phone.
It's actually a little warmer out today, but still below freezing, and it's cloudy, so it almost feels colder than yesterday when the sun was out. But I am doing some office work, filling out our water use reports for the irrigation we did. I am also updating some of our compliance stuff for our cattle feedlot. We have some reporting to do with the state for that. And I've got a little buddy helping me. She's not so sure what she thinks of it, I guess. That's her face all the time, always concerned. Check out this slow lava flow of the snow and ice is melting on the sunny side of this shed and bin. And once it runs to the shady side, it's refreezing right in front of our feeding area or loading area. So that's nice. I've never quite seen it like that, because usually it just thaws pretty quickly around here.
All right, I haven't filmed as much the last couple days. Still taking the load to the cows with the M7. We had a semi that didn't make it here to get us some fresh distillers, so that was nice to get that done. We have mineral coming beginning of next week, so hopefully the roads are a lot better for them. We still have snow on the roads, but it's kind of packed down. So the crews have been working hard all over in cities and state roads and everything. So we're digging out here in Kansas. Cows are still eating good. They're all still in their same places. We decided not to sell this week or buy, so that simplifies the cattle operation a little bit. They're ready to eat. Get across this fence here. This calf's taking advantage of his mom standing still. 177. Oh, she's a good mom. I kept a heifer out of her last year, but this one's a steer. There's a couple Charolais calves. Here's the first pile. They've almost got it cleaned up. They'll move to the next pile, then they'll come back and clean this all the way down to the snow. There's a heifer kept out of that cow. There's another heifer, same age. Haven't decided whether I'm keeping any of these heifers yet. Kind of depends on the price and how everything goes at weaning and what size of group we got. Got the bale squeezed. Gonna lift it up. Carried 2 over to the cows by Lunsborg. Kind of pushes that one forwards. So got on the millet bale. A yellow tag one. She's one of the ones I hauled over a little later. Blue tag one's a wall calf. Here in early March, maybe late February. Usually we have a couple in April, then we're done. So I still got one more bale. I guess I'll give them, I'll either set it on the outside or roll it out kind of. Okay, so this is what the water looks like after going through the cold snap. I've already thrown out some of the biggest ice chunks there. We went through the worst of it. The nights now will be, the highs are in the low 30s and the lows are in the teens, so this should be a lot easier now. And the cows are over there eating the hay I brought them. Wow, so there's ice falling off of these lines, and that would hurt. Woo! Golly. My dad is famous for doing this, wearing someone else's boots away from the house. Well, I thought my boots were a little small on me. Well, I wore Nathan's boots, and now we need to get switched back. Following some tracks here, Crosby's. Got more snow, got a nice sunrise, and we got mineral being delivered this morning. So when I requested the mineral coming, I did not know it was gonna be snowing some more. I thought it'd be past it, but.
More snow. Is this Canada?
That trucker braved the snow for us. And it's on his way out now. So these ones are still getting started. They're on 9 pounds of grower and like, I think 12 to 14 pounds a starter, somewhere in there. You can see Dad's mountains of snow. He's been putting places to melt. One more week and these nice superior heifers will be for sale. January 16th in Salina. They'll be on feed for 90 days. They will sell weighing around 800. Then we'll have another heifer sort up, another load that will have our home race calves mixed in with it. So I think we're gonna have 2 loads of heifers for sale on January 16th. Came over to chop ice, and I'm starting to see a few cows follow me over here. There's like 4 or 5 on that hill. So pond has 2 spots open, one in that corner and one here. So I went and chopped ice, and now the pairs are slowly migrating over to that pond. They're finding their way, but they're looking at me like, why am I over here? First of all, why am I not feeding them? But they had plenty to eat. Now they need water. Although I think they're eating a decent amount of snow because they don't seem that interested in the water. They've never chased me over to the water like they were just super thirsty. This one's just digging and playing in the snow. Shuffling around a few more heifers at my dad's house. We got quite a few ready to sell here. Might have more than a load. This is some deep snow. These alleys aren't cleaned with a tractor, so it's a lot more trudging walking.
We've finally been getting ahead of the snow a little bit, and things are melting, things are warming up. So I'm back to some shop projects. I was running my little propane heater some this morning, so it's not too bad. It's like 40 degrees in here, so perfect welding weather. I've got, or temperature, whatever. I've got our uncle's MIG welder, wire welder in here. So I have not MIG welded since basically high school. I did one lab where we got to do some welding in college, but it was very brief, stuff I'd already done. We don't have a MIG welder of our own. We just have this old stick welder, so we do a lot of stick welding. For this Kemper head project, or rotary head, whatever you want to call it, the rebuilding I'm doing, they basically really recommended us to use MIG welding because it's a lot smoother, and you want everything to be running smooth on this head as everything goes through it. You don't want any hang-ups. So our uncle was kind enough to let us borrow his. I did this first one just now as kind of a trial, and then I put it on here to make sure I wasn't going to catch anywhere. So these are my practice welds. They're not very pretty yet, but hopefully after a little while I will get better and better. But basically we're building up these worn edges where these fingers are leading it into here. It had worn pretty thin to where some of them had broken off. So this one I had to rebuild completely. I'm putting key stock or building keyways for a shaft. Got pieces of that, and I'm welding it on the inside of here to thicken this back up. This one was broken off here, and you know, the rest were getting thin enough they were gonna break, and also it doesn't feed as well. You want these nice and close here to stick those corn stalks or sorghum stalks right in there, and then it gets taken on around into the mouth. So we were having plugging back here, but I think it was caused from uneven feeding farther out. But I also have a few of these clean outs. So this is the new one I put on here. That'll help clean out these spinners. I don't remember if I showed these, but they were pretty worn. Once they wear out, then it starts wearing into the head itself. So that's a pretty big project. I want to get this head worked on, and then the 2 Magdon heads. So it's the winter of the headers. My project time is easily interrupted by Dad dragging in this panel that has some broken bars. I'll just weld it up real fast. So here's what it looks like while I'm doing it. That weld looks a lot better. I guess I'll do both sides. So you can see it's a few weird angles, and I'm still getting the hang of it, but we'll see how it looks when we're done. I'm also like a little nervous to put real welding project on YouTube because I know I'm no professional. So I'll take some critiques, some advice from the pros out there, but hopefully you don't crucify me for doing it the wrong way.
The storm is officially over in the winter when you can wear jeans to work instead of bibs or coveralls. That's today. Okay, so the melting has started. We're starting to see a lot of mud. It was got only down to 26, and it was upper 30s in the afternoon. So that's what you want to see, is the cattle all lined up. And now instead of all of this melting and making all this area wet, we got piles of snow, and only the area around them, like basically this corner especially, where it's melted away, are going to be the most damp spots. That makes the pins a lot drier for the cattle to lay down, easier for them to maneuver, walk between the feed bunks and the water, and it makes it easier for us if I have to come in here and pull out a sick one, or one that we need to take a closer look at. Part of the fence here, all these trees filled with ice, and then some of the branches fell, and we got some branches on the wire. So when I looked at this fence, it was actually broke in a spot from some ice falling on it from a power line. And then here's another spot that branch fell on it. So it had a few problems, but all the cows were still here. Okay, because of that fence, I don't know, being on the ground, this battery, well, this is the battery that was on there. The solar was not keeping it energized, so I'm switching out the one in the pickup with this one. Okay, so one of the things I don't always talk about, that's one of my responsibilities on the farm, is running the hedge account, protecting the feeder cattle, and then I also do a little bit of trading. Like I re-owned a soybean call, so we sold the beans back in November or whatever. I re-owned them with a call. So I did a March call spread. I paid 24 cents to re-own those. So I have the possibility of losing all of those 24 cents or that position gaining if the price of beans goes up. So we got to collect the check, we got the cash from the beans, and then we had the chance to still collect if the price went up. That I found out today now after the USDA report. It went from 24 cents. It was down cheap there for a while. It was down at like 10 or 15 cents. It's come up. Now it's worth 27 cents. So I set in a target for if it gets up to over 30, I think to 32 cents or something. I'm just going to collect on that. With as low as it's been, I'm just going to claim a win on that if I just make 10 cents per bushel on a 5,000 bushel contract. I also have feeder cattle positions. Thankfully, we're not 100% hedged. That would be expensive at the time with all these prices going up. I do have one hedge on a group of cattle, and I have some puts. And so I'm going to roll up those puts to a higher protection level because the price is higher. There's more to protect, and they aren't worth as much now if the price has gone down. So they were protecting a $255 price, and now the March feeder board is at $267. So I'm going to protect them at $265 instead of $255. So it's going to take several $1,000s to protect that. But in the same way, those several $1,000s are going to protect a whole load of cattle that we are owning right now for several months. So as a farmer, there's a lot of risk. That's one of my jobs, is managing the risk. And that's what you got to do with some phone calls and reading up on the internet. I get lots of emails and stuff and listen to market reports on, people's recommendations, trends. There's, technical analysis, which is based on the numbers and the amount it's going up each day, and the tendencies. And then there's fundamental analysis, which is based on the news and reports and everything. And so you just gotta have some smart advisors, I guess, as a farmer. This one's licking snow. They don't drink out of the spot that I opened for them, even when they get a chance. And then they have some just standing in the middle and pooping on it. You can tell they've been standing out there, slurping up the little bit of water that's on the top from melting. Wow, this armadillo that found its way up from Texas didn't survive the cold. It's in the field with these cows. I saw that striped tail and I was like, what is that? Go drink some water, cows. It's all opened up for you. They're still cleaning up all the little spots of thrashing. Oh, more corn. More corn means more cattle. Okay, it is sale day. We did not sell last week, although part of me wishes I would have had something to sell last week. All right, I'm done loading my second load, so that's my grower 1 load up there. And Nathan's feeding out my dad's load today. Then we will get the pot down and get the first half load of heifers going. And then that's got to go finish being loaded at my dad's, where the rest of the heifers are. And we're gonna have a big day in front of us. It has warmed up a little bit. Low last night was only like 27 or 28. Which makes everything a little smoother in the mornings.
We got a big day today. Dad has a doctor's appointment, and Greg is gone. And Kendall and I have we have the chores. We have 2 loads to haul in to the sale. So getting a nice early start. I'm feeding the cows here for Dad. Truck's plugged in. It's supposed to be warmer today, like 40 degrees, so should be a nice day.
Okay, there's the rest of them that need loaded. Nathan's off with that load. I'm gonna head in with my pickup. So there was 2 trucks. I think they're both done loading. Now me and this other guy will be able to line up, and I don't have a full load, so hopefully it don't take too long. But it's a full yard today. Almost 5,000 head for sale, and there's snow in the parking lot, so there wasn't a whole lot of spots. I ended up just getting 22 head to backhaul home. Cattle are expensive. We'll see if our guy at the smaller barn got any. This time of year where there's a lot of cattle to sell, but the demand is real high. Also, most of the cattle for sale here were bigger than what I, typically buy. There's a lot of 600 to 800 pound cattle here, and I'm trying to buy more on the bottom end of that. So my steers did average like 620 today. It's hard to see on the video, but it's just pouring water off the roofs. So everything's getting wet on the outside of the shed because there's so much snow up there. Okay, so those heifers sold good. They weighed good, weighed over 800. Feeding out this last load here. Nathan and I kind of worked together to get them in, and then he ended up feeding some of the cattle tonight. So I did a lot less moving around today than some Thursdays, because Nathan did a lot of the hauling and stuff. But brought home a few cattle. We'll see what we get from the other barn. Really excited about what our pens of cattle here could be worth. When it's time to sell them, we'll have a load of heifers next week and then a load of steers the week after that. So even though it's cold, January's pretty good, pretty busy cattle month. I don't think we're gonna buy super aggressively, but we're gonna sell as aggressively as we can and get some of these cattle out of here for a profit. We got some really nice days in the upper 30s here, 3 in a row, and then another frigid cold spell coming for the weekend down in the single digits and negatives, but no snow this time. The other thing that happened today, I'm slipping and sliding, was the other day when Dad and I were pouring those heifers down there, I essentially sorted off the replacement heifers we wanted to keep, and I had 4 written in my phone, and then I added 5, so I kept 1 replacement heifer out of a 2-year-old heifer. Which some people say you can do that, some people say maybe not. But I ended up keeping her because seems like she's gonna be a really good cow, even though it was her first calf. So anyways, I have 5 replacement heifers. Pretty much all the other ones sold today. Some of them are a little bit back. They'll probably sell in February, the tail ender ones. But all the big end of the heifers sold today. And it's kind of no turning back, because now those biggest replacement heifers that I have in another pen, they won't fit with the next time we sell heifers. So I'm kind of committed. To breeding those heifers because they're too big to sell in a load now. Okay, so these heifers are switched basically from grower 1, mostly grower 2. And grower 2 is what we're feeding at my dad's, the heifer lot. So we're gonna haul down a load of these. There's 100 in the pen. We're gonna haul down 60 and then put 40 other ones with them. They're growing good. I think they're 48 and 41 days since purchased. Month or two left to grow, and they'll grow down at my dad's house. Okay, short haul down to my dad's, and we'll get these 60-sound heifers unloaded.
All right, it is January 17th. I have been gone for basically the last week. I went to a farm conference and then went with my wife and kids out to visit her sister in Utah. So haven't had much action here on the farm recently, but have been keeping up with some different bookwork and office activities. We're trying to purchase some more land, trying to kind of iron out the logistics of that. And so it's still been busy, just not actually on the farm. But today I'm heading out to I'm gonna go to Farmer Direct to pick up some grain screenings that we use as part of our feed ration. And so gonna get the semi ready to go. I'm gonna drive up to Salina and pick those up today. It's 42 degrees, so all this snow is melting. But you know, we've had snow on the ground since whenever that first snow came. And I read somewhere on Facebook that the consecutive amount of days that snow has been on the ground, or maybe not a record, but like since 1993, that was the last year we've had snow on the ground for this long. Because normally here in Kansas, it warms up, snow melts, and normally we don't get a snow this big either. This over a foot of snow was the biggest snow I remember since I was a little kid. So it's been a real winter for us. You know, this is how it always is for people up north, but we're not used to this. I think, what was it, 2 years ago, we didn't get a single snow the whole year. But you can see, I mean, the roads are clear and the fields are slowly melting off. We've had at least 3 40-degree days, I think, in the last week. But with a foot of snow, it takes a while. It takes a while to melt off.
Another day, another couple bales. I brought silage this time to pitch off, front of the truck, 2 bales in the back. Up it goes.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Check out our music videos linked in the description. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, and explore our website, www.petersonfarmbrothers.com. See you guys next time.